All right, welcome to Thursday's Quick Hit here on DB2. Butler, today we are talking one specific quarterback and the most surprising quarterback in the league this year, Sam Darnold. I know you've got some plans for this quick hit, so let's get to it.
All right, so here we go. Sam Darnold. All right, gotta sit up in your chair. Listen up. 300 yards passing, 2 passing touchdowns. He did have a couple picks, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the 2 rushing touchdowns, 35 yards. But guess what? That's not all we're talking about. We're talking about 3 straight weeks, actually all 4 weeks of solid production. Last 2 weeks have been amazing. Quarterback 1 this week, which means if you think that means nobody was ahead of him. He was number 1, right? Nobody.
That is how numbers work.
Very, very top. He also played 100% of the snaps, so you know he's going to be on the field a lot, which you like.
No other quarterback did that.
All right, so he is quarterback 1 from this week. Obviously, the 2 rushing touchdowns puts him at 5 on the year, which is quite impressive.
Also, 5 overall for the whole season at quarterback.
Making him quarterback 5. Thank you for interrupting my
last that's what I do.
There.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm gonna do is
I know you were
I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I'm gonna give a little behind the break the fourth wall. We have recorded this once, all right? And I started with the top, and I realized that was kind of stupid. So I'm gonna start at the bottom.
It also went mildly off the rails at the end.
I got 32 starting quarterbacks in the NFL. Okay, I'm not gonna go through all of them, but I'm gonna go through the top 20, and I'm gonna see where Sam Darnold. I'm going to assume he's a top 20 quarterback, all right? We're going to go ahead and say that he's a top 20, which, honestly, he was drafted as quarterback 29. So I'm going to say that we're probably convinced 4 straight weeks he's in the top 16. He's a top 20. So, number 20. 21 is Matt Ryan, Winston, Wentz, Bridgewater. Okay. Baker Mayfield's down there. Okay. 20, Joe Burrow. Would you rather have Joe Burrow rest of season or New York Jet great, not really great, Sam Darnold?
We're still a fantasy show, right? Not an NFL show?
Still a fantasy.
That's still correct? Oh, yeah, then yes. I would rather have Darnold.
All right. You'd rather have Sam Darnold on your football team if you own the Cincinnati Bengals than Joe Burrow.
Yeah, that's exactly what that's why I clarified. We're doing this again?
Okay. Ryan Tannahill.
We're recorded a third time. Sam Darnold.
Okay, so Ryan Tannahill was a top 10 guy last year. So there's something. Aaron Rodgers.
I'd rather have Aaron Rodgers.
Okay. So we got 1. He's quarterback 18 right now.
If you disagree with that, you better say it. I'm not letting you off the hook here.
Jared Goff.
I almost want to say yes just to see your head explode, but no, I'd much rather have Sam Darnold.
Justin Herbert.
That one's close. I think I really like the offense with Herbert, but I'm going to go with Sam Darnold.
Okay, so we got a couple already. Taylor Heineke.
Darnold. I'm very surprised with Heineke, though. I think he looks good.
Okay. Technically is in the top 20, but he's on IR right now. Tyrod Taylor, so I guess we'll go Darnold there. Dak Prescott.
I'm an upside guy. I'd rather have Sam Darnold. I feel like he has more upside.
Kirk Cousins.
Darnold.
Lamar Jackson. Russell Wilson. Matthew Stafford. Josh Allen.
Very, very close. I like Darnold's upside. I'm sticking with it.
Derek Carr.
Oh, absolutely. You know how I feel about Derek Carr, though.
Daniel Jones.
I'm taking Darnold, but Jones is another guy. I really like what he's been doing.
Yeah, he's currently quarterback 6. Sam Darnold at quarterback 5.
I'm going to take Sam Darnold in that
I'll give
comparison.
You a free one. Tom Brady, Jalen Hurts, Kyler Murray.
Yeah, I'm taking all those guys over Sam.
So there's definitely a handful of guys we said.
I didn't count, but that probably puts them like at 12, 13.
Right? So about 12, which I actually thought when I was doing this, I was thinking I was going to put him somewhere in the top 10 or 12. I personally would have him probably around 15. There's some guys I definitely would take over. I definitely take Josh Allen. I agree with the Derek Carr. I know a lot of people are he's thrown for averaging 400 yards a game, but he's still only quarterback 7. And we're doing this as the game is going on. I don't think he got a great game tonight as we're doing this on Monday night. So he's going to fall down as well from there. Daniel Jones, interesting with all that rushing, is
No.
interesting, but I think I'm going to take Darnold there. I trust a little bit more, but I think it's kind of close. He's been really good, 200 yards rushing almost with a couple touchdowns. Yeah, so I think I would take Dak over him. I would take the Stafford, Wilson, Lamar. I would not take Kirk over him. I would put Kirk over him. I would put Darnold over Cook, over Daniel Jones, over Heineke, Goff, obviously, Tannahill, Burrow, and all that all together to Rod because he's injured. I think that puts him at about quarterback 15. With that said,
No.
uh, I when we first did this, I was like, because we talked about would you trade? That's always the thing. If you put him
That's a
over
much
him,
bigger decision.
would you trade Sam Darnold? Now you, without hesitation, said Aaron Rodgers. I personally think Aaron Rodgers is not going to have a great year. I think this is going to be a down year. I just don't see it. I think I don't think the weapons are great. I just don't think the offense is going to be, but I still think they're going to be good. I think that first week was obviously awful. I'm kind of close. I think Rodgers is like not even a top 10 guy. I think he's probably going to finish at like quarterback 12ish. With that said, I think Darnold is around quarterback 15, so I will say Darnold. But if you said straight up, would you trade Aaron Donald? Would you trade?
That seems like a poor fantasy trade.
He's very good at football though.
Oh yeah.
And would you trade Sam Darnold for Ryan Tannehill? I would trade
No
for
question.
Sam Darnold for sure.
No question.
If I had Tannehill, would I trade Jared Goff? Of course. Would I trade even Joe Burrow, which I'm high on? I would take Sam Darnold over. So there's definitely some guys that I would do, and I think Tom Brady's also going to come back. I do think.
You heard it here. He would trade Tom Brady away for Sam Darnold.
The offense is so talented. Like they have some really great wide receivers, so that's why I'll stick with Brady. But I think he's gonna come back quite a bit there.
I know.
But yeah, I don't think this week that he had is necessarily what's gonna happen the rest of the year. But I do think Brady comes back a little bit. But yeah, I think he's around quarterback 15. I'd take him over Cousins. If I had Cousins, I would trade for Darnold. So going in the year, quarterback 29. I say top 15 guy. You think maybe even top 12 guy?
Top 12.
It's close to that. There was definitely a couple guys 13-ish, somewhere around there, 12 or 13. I personally think this is just a pleasant surprise. Now he gets out of New York, and all of a sudden he looks like the number one pick. We'll say that he was. So yeah, and honestly, I know that people were saying how bad of a pick. Is it possible? I mean, we didn't talk about this. Is it possible that Sam Darnold? I know people will probably get mad at me. Is a better quarterback? I shouldn't say this. I shouldn't say it.
So, no. Say you started it.
That he's a better quarterback than Baker Mayfield.
It's absolutely possible. I don't think it's true, but it's possible.
Baker Mayfield obviously is not a great fantasy quarterback.
No, fantasy-wise.
But so it's clearly Darnold. But now that we see with a competent offense that maybe that pick wasn't really that bad. The Jets are just awful, and maybe,
yeah, you can't blame.
Maybe Darnold is a lot better than that. And there's that comparison between Darnold and Baker. Now that he's on a good team, Darnold has a nice supporting cast, even with McCaffrey out. But once he comes back, a really nice supporting cast. Maybe we can actually start having a fair comparison between these guys and see who actually was the better quarterback in that draft class. I'm going to say something. I don't think it's Josh Rosen. I'm pretty sure it wasn't Josh Rosen of the.
Really going out on a limb on that one.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, I think before we get a little too crazy on everything going on, we want to thank you guys for watching. We do this 5 days a week. 2 long, 3 short. Throw us a like. We appreciate you stopping by. Like, subscribe, tell a friend. And then when we get something wrong, you guys can make fun of us together. That's always fun. And we will be back at it tomorrow. Tomorrow you get another long one. We're going to do the second half of the week 5 schedule. So we appreciate everybody coming by.
Yeah, thank you so much. All of that's free. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, comment. Tuesdays through Fridays, every single week. 5 episodes.
Tuesday through Saturday. That's how
through Saturday. Yeah,
5 days work.
Just making it more clear. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. See ya.
See ya.